When the Zarthan fleet approached Earth, a feeling of contempt bordering on conceit filled the air. For millennia, they had conquered planets across the galaxy, each with its own distinct technology and defenses, none of which could stand against their power. Earth, a tiny, impoverished planet on the outskirts of an inconsequential solar system, was simply another name to add to their extensive list of victories. From the bridge of the command cruiser, Commander Rator, the fleet's leader, looked down at the blue planet. The humans had been sending out desperate peace messages and pleas for surrender, but Rator did not heed them. To him, this was a routine victory, one that required little effort. "We'll smash them inside a day," one of the sub-commanders said, chuckling. "Their rudimentary missiles and absurd defenses will be destroyed before they even realize the impact." Rator laughed softly. "Let them launch their missiles," he said. "It will be amusing to see their astonishment when their strongest weapons reflect off our shields. To us, their weapons are no more than stones against a mountain." The Zarthans had nothing to fear. Their energy shields, perfected over thousands of years of research, were impenetrable. Not even the most advanced civilizations had managed to bypass their defenses. The rudimentary ballistic weapons of Earth posed no threat. As the fleet entered position, the Zarthans observed Earth's military forces assembling. Satellite images revealed vintage jets and tanks moving into place. It was almost comical. Rator watched as Earth's missiles approached the fleet with mild curiosity, but no concern. As expected, the projectiles disintegrated harmlessly against the shields. The alien crew watched the light burst with detached amusement. "Is this all they have?" an officer asked, almost disappointed. "They are a young species," Rator replied, barely understanding the concept of interplanetary travel, let alone combat on a cosmic scale. Earth's military strategies were antiquated, relics of a time when battles were fought on open fields with steel and gunpowder. The Zarthans had long transcended such primitive tactics. Their ships were armed with advanced antimatter plasma weapons and powerful energy shields capable of withstanding the mightiest assaults. Despite his confidence, Rator had briefly studied humanity's history. Their wars, which spanned centuries and grew increasingly destructive, were a testament to their resilience. That they had survived this long was almost surprising, given their self-destructive tendencies. Deep beneath Earth's surface, humanity's leaders gathered in a war room, helplessly watching their strongest defenses crumble. Their cutting-edge technologies had proven worthless against the alien invaders. Yet, amidst the fear, there was determination. "Humanity has never been one to surrender," a general said, slamming his fist on the table. "We can't just sit here and let them destroy us." "Our missiles are useless," another replied. "Our aircraft can't get close, and they're tearing through all our defenses like paper." "Then it's time," the general said grimly. "We use Zenith." The room fell silent. Zenith, a secret weapon developed in the shadows, unknown to even the most powerful nations, was humanity's last hope. It was based on untested quantum mechanics and experimental energy theories. If it worked, it might give Earth a fighting chance. If it failed, humanity would still be doomed. The Zarthan fleet moved into position, preparing their final assault. From the command cruiser, Rator sneered. "This is your last chance, foolish creatures," he growled. "You should have surrendered while you had the opportunity." But as the Zarthans readied their final blow, something stirred deep beneath Earth's surface. The Zenith Project was coming to life. Engineers and scientists worked frantically, activating the colossal railgun. The weapon drew power from hidden reactors across the globe, causing temporary blackouts in several cities. The hum of energy grew louder, reaching a crescendo. Then, without fanfare, the railgun fired. A narrow, nearly imperceptible pulse of energy shot into space. The Zarthans, preoccupied with their attack, failed to notice. The pulse struck the lead cruiser's shields. Unlike previous attacks, it didn't dissipate. Instead, it passed through the shields as if they weren't there, slicing into the ship's hull with surgical precision. For a moment, there was silence. Then, the cruiser began to collapse. Alarms blared as systems failed. Rator's smug expression turned to disbelief as his ship disintegrated. In seconds, the mighty cruiser was reduced to debris. The shock waves spread outward, damaging nearby ships. The war room erupted in cautious celebration. Against all odds, Zenith had worked. The Zarthans, stunned by the unexpected attack, scrambled to regroup. Their once invincible fleet was now vulnerable. However, their numbers remained overwhelming, and they quickly adapted. Reform the fleet, barked Rator's second-in-command. Avoid the weapon's range and prepare for a coordinated counterattack. On Earth, the railgun recharged slowly. Humanity's forces prepared for a desperate last stand, knowing they had only one shot left. The skies darkened as the Zarthan fleet loomed overhead, ready to unleash their fury. The final battle for Earth had begun. Human jets and drones took to the skies, their pilots fully aware they were outmaneuvered and outgunned. Still, they launched and fought with everything they had. Kamikaze drones, missiles, and lasers were unleashed in a desperate effort to slow the alien advance. Anti-aircraft systems on the ground released volley after volley, hoping to exploit any weakness, no matter how small, in the Zarthans' defenses. But the results were the same as before. The alien shields flared brightly, absorbing every attack, while their ships advanced with relentless precision. In the war room, tension was palpable. The recharge timer for the railgun ticked down, but it seemed agonizingly slow. Every second felt like an eternity.